Alright, so we're going to do a couple of examples of unit conversion. Okay, now the easiest way to do this, I think, is through what we call dimensional analysis. Okay, and dimensional analysis just means that we're going to make sure that all the units match up. Okay, now this first problem says that the highest waterfall in the world is in Venezuela, and it's 979.0 meters tall. Now when you do this unit conversion using dimensional analysis, it's helpful to just create, this is going to be our unit of our mode of conversion. I'm going to start with the 979.0 meters. Okay, and there's nothing on the bottom right here, right? It's just 979 over 1. No units there. It's just 979.0 meters over 1. Okay, now in the next section here, I'm going to want to try to convert the meters. Okay, so I'm going to look down at this, which is from your book. It's on the inside front cover. Okay, and you'll notice that right here I can convert straight from meters to feet. So 1 meter is equal to 3.281 feet. Okay, and so I'm going to create a fraction with the meters and the feet. However, I want to make sure that when I write this that the units will cancel out. And so I'm going to put 1 meter on the bottom and 3.281 feet on the top. Okay, so 3.281 over 1 meter is a proportion which is equal to 1. It's a ratio that's equal to 1. And so now I'm going to multiply straight across, and then I'll divide by anything that's on the bottom. So let's pull out a calculator. We'll do 979.0 and then we will multiply by 3.281. Okay, and then we would divide by 1. Now you'll notice that up here this means that the units, meters and meters, will cancel out. Okay, leaving us with the units that we wanted, which was feet. And so my final answer will be 3.212 feet. Okay, now I didn't put the 0.99 on there because the significant figures, I had 4 significant figures, and therefore my answer should also, to be correct, should have 4 significant figures. Okay, let's look at another example, one that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, but still the same idea. Alright, now, so we're going to start off with this problem. In the U.S., the interstate speed is 65 miles per hour. Express this in feet per second and meters per second. Okay, so let's go with the feet per second first. It's the same, the English units. Alright, so again, I'm going to have 65. Now the miles are on the top, and the hours are on the bottom. Okay, 65 miles per hour. Okay, so first let's look at the miles. I want to be able to turn the miles into feet. So I look down at my thing here, and I don't have miles and, oh, here it is, right here. 1 mile equals 5280 feet. Okay, so for that one I will write 1 mile equals 5280 feet. Okay, so again I created this ratio that's 1. It doesn't matter which one's on the top or on the bottom mathematically. However, I want the miles to cancel out, so I put the 1 mile on the bottom and the 5280 feet on the top. Okay, so now those will cancel out, and I will have feet per hour. But again, I don't want feet per hour, I want feet per second. And so I'm going to need to take the hours and convert that into seconds. So if I look down at my chart here, I don't have anything with hours and seconds, but I could use the 24 hours equals 3.684 times 10 to the 4 seconds, or most of you know that in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. Right? So the hours will cancel out, leaving me with feet per minute. Of course, I don't want minutes, so in 1 minute there are 60 seconds. So then my minutes will cancel out, and I'll be left with this. I multiply across the top, divide by anything that's on the bottom. So let's pull out our calculator. We've got 65 times 5280. Okay. And then I'm going to divide by 60. That's this one right here. And then I'm going to divide by 60 again, which is this one right here. And I'm left with this, which is 95.3, and then that's repeating, and my units are feet per second. Alright, you can do the same thing to get into meters per second. You can either do a direct relationship from here, or we can go straight from here. I'm going to choose to go from 95.3 feet per second. I need to change the feet to meters to get the second part of my answer here. So the relationship between feet and meters, again, is right here. 1 meter equals 3.281 feet. So this time I'm going to put my 3.281 feet on the bottom and the 1 meter on the top. And I did that because I want the feet to cancel out. And so now I'll bring up my calculator. I'll multiply across the top. So 95.3. And actually I can use what I had earlier. And then I'm going to divide by 3.281. And that will give me my answer, which will be 29.0 meters per second. Alright, and that's how you do unit conversions. Pretty simple.